Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the school board meeting for August 28th, 2024 at 6 p.m. I would like to make note that we have all members present this evening and would like to do a special welcome to school board member, Ward 1, Carolyn Warrenoff. Tonight is her first meeting with us. She is replacing the seat vacated by Artie Archie. Would you please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? School board member Johnston? Oh, Will's not here. It's what? 5 o'clock, I'm sorry. 6 o'clock on Monday nights. Actually. So to go back, we have all members present with the exception of school board member Gail, and let the meeting reflect 5 p.m. You think I started the first day of school today. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, that takes us to item number 3 this evening, and that is the approval of the school board meeting minutes dated for August 28th.
Madam Mayor,
School board member Truman.
I move we approve the school board meeting minutes dated August 7th, 2024.
Second.
Okay, motion has been made by school board member Truman, second by school board member Preble. Any discussion or questions on the minutes? Okay, not seeing any, we'll go roll call vote. School board member Warrenoff? Yep.
Here.
Yep, and just you're abstaining or voting for the minutes this evening?
Abstaining.
Okay. School board member Preble?
Yes.
School board member Richards?
Yes.
School board member Roach?
Yes.
School board member Truman?
Yes.
And school board member Johnston?
Yes.
Motion passes 4-0 with 1 abstention. Okay, that takes us to item 4, and there are no adjustments to the agenda this evening. Item 5 is correspondence. We do have one correspondence, and that is the 2024 annual letter to City Council.
And Mayor McPhail, that was just, we write a letter every year for the annual report, and I just wanted to make sure the school committee had a copy of that letter.
Okay, so it's just entered into the packet?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. Okay, item number 6 is public session.
Madam Chair?
Yes, School Board
May I
Member
just
Johnston?
comment that I was very excited for the contents of that letter because I feel like it gave a very good overview of what we actually have accomplished and with a degree of explanation, but certainly a beneficial thing to all of us to know. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Anyone else? Well, it's open. Okay, that will take us to item number 6, and that is public session. If you would like to approach and speak to the school board members, please step to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and you would have 3 minutes to speak. Okay, not seeing anyone seeking recognition, takes us to item 7, and that is the superintendent's report. Superintendent Ray?
Right, good afternoon, everybody. A few items for our superintendent's report is, first, I was able to add to the agenda today, if you got it online, because I received it later this afternoon, but it is the official copy of the deed for the new property. The closing has occurred, and the deed has been filed, and I just wanted to get a picture of that out, because that's an exciting big hurdle, and I think that we, over the course of the next year, or 4 years, there will always be these exciting hurdles that you get over, and just wanted to let you know that the deed had been executed at closing. So we started our first day of school today, and I want to say thank you to all the staff who have come back in such a exciting way this fall, but sometimes the unsung heroes are the people who've worked in these warm buildings all summer long to prep for the school year. And those are individuals who want to enjoy the summer and have vacations as well. Our buildings look really, really good. We have a couple of projects that we're still finishing up and a few more projects, but it's a whole lot different than it was just a few years ago when you walk into our buildings, and something hopefully that students and community can say, okay, we're moving in the right direction, and we can see the good things that are going to come with new construction. We had our welcome back with staff on Monday, and I thank Mayor McPhail for attending that with us. Hopefully staff had fun with our survivor-based theme opening, and we had a great speaker. In your report, you will see attendance enrollment numbers, and those are from last week, and I will tell you they have changed already quite significantly in some places, and I will just be updating you guys via email as we start to settle into what classroom space are like. I hope that you can knock on wood and keep us in your thoughts, because if we look at weather over the next 10-day forecast, those temperatures look manageable for us, and we know that can always be a challenge at the start of a school year. And then finally, typically the first day of school is such a challenge transportation-wise, and based off what we've heard this afternoon and this morning, we feel like it was a moderately successful day of transportation, and certainly for parents out there that are concerned about how buses may have been a little bit late. We know that's going to happen on the first couple of days. A lot of the times it's just kids, getting the kids into the routine of knowing which bus to go and which spot in the yard and pickups, and that takes some time, and we try to take it a little bit slow on the first day to minimize any mistakes or anything that can happen, because the mornings tends to be the easier part, because we know they're standing out in front of the house. That afternoon where they're a little bit more apprehensive. And then finally, just really wonderful attendance at our open houses that we've had so far at the elementary schools, and we're looking forward to a great start of the school year.
Great, thank you very much. Any questions or comments for Superintendent Ray? Okay, not seeing any. Moving on to item 8, that is the chair's report. School Board Member Chair Preble?
Don't have anything to report this evening, but thank you.
Great, thank you. Item number 9, there are no staff reports this evening. Item 10, Board Subcommittee minutes. Item A is the Policy and Personnel Committee agenda. The next meeting is 9/11 at 5:30. The Finance and Infrastructure Committee agenda meeting, which was scheduled today, was canceled, correct? Is there a rescheduled date?
We'll have that on the regular basis next month, being the first day of school. We tried to make ourselves available for anything that can happen.
Okay, great. And then item C is the Curriculum Committee, and the next meeting is 9/23 at 4:30. Item 11, there is no old business this evening. Item 12 is new business. There is a packet in your, a memo in your packet for new hires. Is there a motion on the new business?
Madam Mayor,
School Board Member Truman?
for new hires, I move we approve the nomination of Miranda Potter, young school nurse, and issue a contract for the 2024-25 school year.
Second.
Motion has been made by School Board Member Truman, second by School Board Member Preble. Any discussion or comments on the new hire? Okay, roll call vote. School Board Member Warnoff?
Abstain.
Thank you. School Board Member Preble?
Yes.
School Board Member Richards?
Yes.
School Board Member Roach?
Yes.
School Board Member Truman?
Yes.
And School Board Member Johnston?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes 4-0 with one abstention. No, the one abstention makes the 5. You had 4 yeses, 1 abstention. 6, 5. Thank you. Item number B, there are resignations. There is no motion available this evening. Item number C, stipend memo.
Madam Mayor,
School Board Member Truman.
I move we approve those listed in the stipend memo and issue a stipend contract for the 2024-25 school year.
Motion has been made by School Board Member Truman, second by School Board Member Preble. Any discussion or comments on the stipend memo? Okay, roll call vote. School Board Member Warnoff.
Abstain?
School Board Member Preble.
Yes.
School Board Member Richards.
Yes.
School Board Member Roach.
Yes.
School Board Member Truman.
Yes.
And School Board Member Johnston.
Yes.
Motion passes 5-0 with one abstention. Item D this evening is student enrollment. And is that Superintendent Ray? Or,
Yes. So the memo in your packet was written the other day of where we were enrollment-wise in our schools. Our principals we keep a live spreadsheet going all the time that we try to update by the end of the day each day, because the first couple of days, things really bounce back and forth where kids that you don't know who may have left or moved to another district, that paperwork starts to come in. What I will say that based off what I looked at this afternoon is it appears that our enrollment is going to be up a little bit district-wide, probably by about 20-ish students is what we're thinking. And when we looked this afternoon, Meg, at our ELL numbers, I believe what I had written the other day was 213, but I think, Meg, we were thinking it was going to be higher than that. So definitely something that we're monitoring and that we'll update the board at subsequent meetings, but it does look like enrollments are strong.
okay, great, thank you. Any questions or comments for Superintendent Ray? School Board Member Roach?
The bottom of the sheet there, you were referencing a prior year, I believe, but it says October 1st, 2024. Is that, I just want to confirm that's 2023?
Sorry, that's a typo.
Okay, so with that, you're saying it's, so the 1926 this year might be higher, might be 20 students higher?
Correct.
So that would be,
We this afternoon, I think I had us about 1930-ish.
19, okay. It's only about 20 more than,
Yeah.
25 more than last year, so.
Yeah, and it seems weird, like it seems like there's certain grade levels that expanded a little bit and some that contracted, and then just some valleys over throughout. So I suspect that by probably mid next week, because there will be a few schools that won't start until after Labor Day, that's when you'll get your final push of registrations or withdrawals.
And then it's right now 855 Saco kids at Thornton Academy. What did we budget for the school budget in terms of number of kids?
We budget 890.
890. Okay, so we've budgeted 35 over, which not that good with math, but
That's all right, I can't go
times
4 and
by
5.
times by like 15 grand. That's a cushion.
Yeah.
That's a cushion. Okay, thanks.
So that 855 is just Saco students? That's not the housing or?
Correct. That's just Saco students, and again, just an estimate.
Okay, anyone else? Okay, not seeing anyone. Takes us to item E, and that is the school opening reports. And it looks like we have 5 presenters. First one is Wendy LeBlanc.
We had an adjustment and added Janae Walker, our pre-K director, first.
Hello, everyone. So I'm thrilled to share some exciting updates as we begin the new school year. First, we are expanding our Eureka Squared math curriculum from its initial pilot in 2 classrooms last year to all 7 of our classrooms this year. We saw tremendous growth in our students last year using this curriculum, and we can't wait to see it in action across all 7 classrooms this year. In addition to our math curriculum, we're entering year 2 of using the Haggerty Phonemic Awareness curriculum. So this program has been instrumental in our students' development, and we're eager to continue building on the success that we saw last year. By incorporating both of these curriculums, we ensure that our pre-K students are more closely aligned with materials and learning approaches that they will encounter in kindergarten. Over the summer, a small group of pre-K teachers and myself worked to revamp our pre-K report card. Our goal was to make sure it better reflects the standards and skills covered by our new curriculums. I'm also happy to report that our waitlist for enrollment is very small this year. We were able to place 3 students in Dayton's full-time classroom, and most of the students who are still on our waitlist for full-time programming have accepted half-time slots while they wait. We're trying something new to kick off the school year this year. Given that many of our young learners have no prior school experience, our teaching team devised a plan in which half of our students will start on September 3rd, allowing for a small group of students, which will allow teachers the ability to give more individualized attention while school routines and procedures are taught for the very first time. The other half of our students will begin school on September 4th, and all students will be together for our official first day of school on September 5th. Finally, our first PTO-sponsored event of the school year, Popsicles on the Playground, is scheduled for this Friday afternoon, and that's always a fun way for our students and families to kick off the school year. Thank you for all of the support that you have given us. We're looking forward to a fantastic year ahead.
Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Wendy LeBlanc, principal at Fairfield School, and I'd like to start by highlighting some improvements that took place at Fairfield over the summer. We installed new carpets in the hallway, and it looks truly amazing and creates a little more of a welcoming space and environment for everyone, and the kids all felt like over the summer the school got bigger, was their feedback. Next, I'd like to share and give a shout out to our technology department, and Junior, who installed new TVs at Fairfield over the summer. Not only larger TVs, but they were able to reposition them lower so that students are able to access visual materials and really enhance the learning opportunity there. I'd also like to acknowledge our partnership with Saco Parks and Rec. They utilize our facility over the summer, and it's wonderful to see our own community children running the program too. They do an outstanding job creating fun activities, and they're positive and wonderful to work with, so that was fun over the summer to witness. And finally, as Superintendent Ray mentioned, we welcomed our first and second graders today. I feel like it was a soft opening, and we are looking forward to welcoming our kindergarten students next week. Everybody was really excited and happy to be at school today, and just grateful for everyone's hard work and smiles and creating an awesome experience for our students. Thank you.
And Wendy, I do think I saw, is it the Rotary Club that did the map of the United States on the playground parking lot?
Yeah.
I saw them out there repainting, so I got a nice update.
Beautiful. It just appeared.
Yep.
We also had some new plants planted on the front of the building and some shrubs taken away, and it looks really nice. Thank you.
Okay, up next we have Jeff Mears.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Okay, so just want to take a moment and just say thank you to Matt TheBarge and Abby Trask, who run our summer school program, our ESY program. It's my 4th year seeing summer school, and I just saw they did a wonderful job this year. It was just the best I've seen it run. It was 2 extended weeks where we had more students with special services that got 2 extra weeks, and I just thought that was fantastic. It was just, I'm not involved with it at all, but I just, from an observer, I just thought they did a wonderful job, and I'm really proud of them, so I just wanted to give them a shout out. I want to thank the transportation department, who 176 days a year plus, ESY, about 200 days a year, they're getting kids to and from school safely. If you just see Jeannie, she works miracles. And her and Felicia, I dare you to go into the office during a busy time and just watch them go because it's really, really busy. But they just have an amazing attitude, and no matter what, they get stuff done. So I'm just grateful for that. I'm just grateful for just the staff that got our school ready. ESY ended August 8th, and open house was August 22nd. That's 2 weeks. And they did a wonderful job just getting the school ready. If you look around Young School, come visit us. We dressed the place up pretty well. We did a lot of painting and made it colorful. All of our students at Young will be there their entire career. Like, we're excited about this new building. I'm super excited about it, but we got to remember we are here to serve our kids right now and give them the best possible environment we can, and I think we've done that, and I'm really excited about that. Open house was last week, and just watching everyone smiling coming in, it was a great time. I'm pretty sure the parents smiled a little bit brighter. They were really excited about that. I did poke on them a little bit because I think you're more excited than the kids are. So it was really a great night when they came. And I also, just a great opening day today. And Wendy's right, it was a soft opening because parents knew what to do coming in and kids knew what to do coming in and out. So hopefully Tuesday will go great, and I think it will. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeff. Okay, next up we have April Noble.
Hello, everyone. April Noble, principal at CK Burns. Happy to be here tonight. I could echo a lot of what my colleagues have said ahead of me, but I have some special thank yous. Our CK Burns PTO really stepped up this year. They always do, but they put on a great spread for us and had a welcoming luncheon for us. It was really nice to have our first day together be in our buildings. We were able to do some curriculum work, but we were also able to enjoy each other's company and do some team building activities as a team. And they also surprised us all with these shirts with our names on the back, which allowed us to greet all of our kids in matching swag today, and it was really quite neat. So kids who didn't know really where to go knew to look for an adult with a CK Burns Mustang shirt on, and it was just really a nice way to celebrate coming together as a staff again. I also wanted to acknowledge our front office secretaries. They really have been instrumental over the past week, registering many new students. We've had a lot of new students register in just the last 7 days. And their patience and their welcoming presence when parents are showing up is our first impression to the community, and I want to thank them for that. Over the summer, we had a lot of professional development offerings that Meg Parkhurst had put together along with the CDTs, and many of our teachers were really busy digging into curriculum and getting us ready and making some changes and upgrades to our curriculum. I was really impressed at the number of staff that were dedicated to give their own time back and get prepared for the year. I was able to collaborate with Sweetser and pull together a grant that was a Family Foundation grant, and we were able to sponsor 24 teachers to get paid to come in over the summer and participate in the regulated classroom. That's a trauma-informed practice that the state of Maine has really started to roll out this year. So I felt really great that 24 of our teachers came in. They all walked away with a regulation kit that they can implement in their classrooms with some great ideas on how to regulate themselves first so that they can be ready to teach our youngest learners. So thank you for that partnership, and the CDT teams also worked to get us open and ready for our district days. We did a lot of work as a team around RTI, and we soft rolled out what our abbreviated or early release Wednesdays are going to look like. It's evident that they put a lot of work and a lot of time kind of planning backwards, and we have a really good plan for what our Wednesdays are going to look like this year. So I want to thank the dedicated professionals. They came in for days together over the summer to plan for that. And then finally, us too, we had our open house yesterday. I stood outside from 4:30 to 6:30, opening the door to greet families, and it was nonstop the whole time. Hundreds and hundreds of parents, grandparents, a few aunts and uncles, younger siblings came, and it was just a really joyous night. I think we had great participation. And today was probably the smoothest first day of school I've ever participated in. It was really great. We had all of our 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders there today. And I've never seen so many smiles on 3rd graders' faces, and usually that's the thing that we worry about, being scared to come into such a big building. But I think our transition plan and having them visit a couple times and getting to know some of our staff really eased a lot of those nerves. So it was a great first day, and I just want to thank you for your support.
Thank you. Okay, next up we have Marie Susi.
Good evening, Marie Susi, Principal SMS. Thank you for having us here tonight. We've also been quite busy in our school over the summer with building upgrades. Most notable are the windows that were installed in the interior walls of the cafeteria. If you haven't seen them yet, you should check it out. We're awaiting final touches, but it's already made quite a difference with just feeling bigger and just more brighter. It looks great. I'd like to thank the custodial staff specifically who worked over the summer to help us get ready for today. If you would have seen our building, kind of like what Mr. Mears said maybe a week ago, you never would have thought we'd be ready for today. So I do appreciate all their work over the summer and especially in the last few weeks. We continue to improve upon our recess time in order to provide students with options for play. With support of the PTO, our student Raise Craze fundraising efforts last year, and the financial support of the Saco Parks and Rec, we were able to install a swing set on our grounds over the summer. And students of all grade levels were very excited and used them today. We're also gearing up for fall athletics and had a delivery of new uniforms last week in the Saco blue colors, so we're looking forward to being able to wear those this year. I'm most excited, I think, to report that through a grant through the Maine Department of Education, we have launched our first year of implementation of the BAR model with students and staff. BAR stands for Building Assets, Reducing Risk, and it focuses on strengthening relationships with our students and staff, improving achievement, and reducing high-risk student behavior. 28 of our staff were trained in the model over the summer, and we look forward to having the entire staff trained this year and in the upcoming years. It is a 3-year implementation model, but we are very excited about that. We also, I would report, had a very great first day, so smooth and successful. It felt really great, and we look forward to a great school year.
Thank you. Okay, next up and last, we do have Meg Parkhurst.
Thank you, Meg Parkhurst, Assistant Superintendent. I want to start by acknowledging some of the work done before our opening days, both with our 2-day leadership retreat. We had an opportunity to get leadership teams together from Biddeford, Saco, and Dayton. Get to spend some time reflecting on the past year as well as setting goals for this year. Then we welcomed new staff tri-district for 2 days, 1 day all together, and then 1 day back in buildings to kind of be trained up on some of our trauma-informed practices as well as the nitty-gritty of technology resources that we utilize, our evaluation system, among other things, so that those new staff members were able to get a little bit of a head start before meeting with their full staffs on opening days. As Superintendent Ray mentioned, our opening day included a survivor-themed fun event for all staff, as well as guest speaker George Kuros. We were then also able to supplement that with some staff presentations, including an overview of expectations and common definitions for response to intervention, which are support systems for students that may be struggling in reading, math, or behavior to ensure that they get some extra supports that are documented so that we know what's working and what's not working for those kiddos. Additionally, our elementary staff were offered pathways for teacher professional development across the course of this year, which includes some differentiated options for staff during those early release days. So we have kind of a common pathway for math, reading, and designated days where everybody is doing the same thing, but we've extended an opportunity to get additional recertification credits through reading and other outside coursework. That's a different pathway for those teachers who might want to dig a little bit deeper in either or both of those content areas. In the middle school, we kicked things off with some additional curriculum work around articulating our external-facing curriculum documents so that we're able to have a little bit more transparency with exactly what's happening at each grade level, and then working across those grade spans to make sure that what we've articulated makes sense in terms of a scope and sequence for students. Our social studies team at the middle school met over the summer and then again during a portion of their opening days to look at upgrading resources. The textbooks that they're utilizing mention the internet, which might be up and coming soon. So we know that we, in addition to the supplemental materials that we're using, need to make sure that we have a more solid foundation of resources for those staff members to use. So the curriculum committee spent some time looking at 3 of the resources that we're moving forward with, and we're excited to look at piloting some of those lessons with students this year for potential implementation next year. And lastly, we've had a couple of meetings with the city planning department and Oak Point, both regarding new construction, with a lot more of those meetings coming up soon. Those are around road naming and room numbering protocols so that we're kind of laying the groundwork for both emergency services and planning department to be involved early on in that, as well as a consultation today that we were able to do with the planning department to update them as to the school's facilities improvements as part of their long-term strategic plan around facilities that include all departments in the city. Really excited for a great opening. We were able to visit schools this morning and kiddos were super excited to be there. It was not too unpleasantly warm in the morning hours. I think it was getting a little bit warmer, but it was beautiful outside today, and students were so excited to be back, so it was great to see that. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Meg. Any questions or comments for any of the principals or Meg? Okay, great. Thank you guys for a great job today. Okay, that now takes us to item F, and that is a transportation update. Superintendent Ray?
Yes, so I just put this kind of knowing that it would be the first day of school. Always transportation is one of the most challenging pieces that we deal with early on. One of the things that, just really important for those who are tuning in at home is our transportation department on the course of a day like today probably received 200 to 300 plus phone calls, plus emails, plus all of those pieces. So just asking people to please be patient. They're working through those lists, they're working through those numbers, updating where students who may have a different drop-off than they had on a pickup. Also reach out to the transportation department if you're having problems with getting on Bus Right, because that's a helpful app, especially for people who are new to our community and haven't been registered at schools. That's something that has to be activated. The second piece I would have to say is that we're interested in just looking at the number of, especially at Saco Middle School, we know that parking lot has been tough over time, and we're really looking for feedback from families of which part of town you are coming from, because maybe there's a strategy to reduce that piece and something as we refine, and that's something that we're going to be working on this fall to see if there's any ideas that we can put into place to decrease the amount of car traffic that kind of makes its way to Saco Middle School. I think it will be really interesting for us because the light is new by Jenkins Road to see how that impacts things. I know that when I was doing my loops this morning around the schools, I think I was probably like 9:15-ish or so, 9:30 when I made it to Saco Middle School, and there was still a lot of traffic in that area. One car accident or one thing can really snarl that up for a while. And so we're going to try to do some work on just thinking about, okay, where are people coming from in town, and are there any options that we could put into place, just because it brings a lot of traffic there, and it's a tough parking lot for us to deal with and always has been. And, I'm proud of the work that Marie and her staff and the police department a couple of years ago put into place to say, okay, how do we make this be as smooth as we can? And with the volume, there's probably only so much smoothing you can make happen. And so we just want to continue to put options out there and put options in front of you guys, because having kids on time and making it safe and making it easy for walkers and making it be so that people aren't frustrated in that traffic is something that we'll continue to work on throughout the year. Once we get into the part of the school year where we're comfortable about rides, I'll be able to share with you the data of which buses has how many kids in capacity, because certainly as new developments in towns pop up and people move, it changes what we've had in the past and how we adjust bus routes based off that information. So there'll be updates throughout the fall on transportation.
Okay, great. Any school board member Johnston?
Superintendent Ray, this, is not a new problem. But I'm actually the reason why there's not just one way to get into Saco Middle School. Like, before it was just in and out. Now it's go around about. But it is a huge traffic problem there. But I applaud your effort to try and figure out how to make this better. But I'm curious to know what you think, if you find out where most of the kids are coming from, and if they're being driven or if they're being bused, being that we are a school that's off a very busy road anyway, I'm just wondering, I love the idea of trying to make it better. I'm just wondering if you have an idea about how that could happen.
Well, I have several ideas floating around in my head, but whether any of them are feasible are something that we need to put to the test, because it's several things that will come into play. One, knowing the locations. Two, will people actually participate in any plan that we could put forward? Number three, is it doable based off timing and transportation pieces? Number four, what do we learn about the light structure at Jenkins Road that may change things? And then probably number five will be, I don't really know the date, Jody, and you may have when I think it's another year before the exits open.
Yes, it's supposed to be completed spring of 2025.
So that will probably throw another curveball that we'll need to adjust to after those pieces. But, some of it can just be about us looking around in our neighborhood and ride sharing with the families who live next door. And I would say and ask parents, if I live next door to one of you and our kids are going to the same place, and after 3 or 4 mornings we are following each other to Saco Middle School, is there an arrangement that can be worked out? Because every one less car that goes in that direction helps us. And I think those are some of the things that we want to be able to learn about, explore, and say, hey, can this happen? Will people participate? How do we move forward? But a lot of work to do.
Well, that's a great explanation. I appreciate it. And I got my fingers crossed on all of that. I do think that ride sharing is a great idea if people are willing to do it. It's a lovely idea. It will help. Thank you.
Anyone else? And that was going to be my question is if there was any first day, of course, but going forward, getting input on, especially for the buses, how they're reacting and if they're finding an easier flow through the lights at Jenkins. And if it's getting clogged up in the first couple of weeks for residents that may live down in this area and don't get out there and don't know that light is there or aren't used to the light yet.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to see, because when I came through, and again, we were talking 9:30-ish, when the light stopped, I was still on the bridge. So that's a pretty good backup. And so I know that the other pieces, and I know a lot of this is DOT pieces, but I know that I'll be able to work with, Patrick and Jack on all of those pieces, but I want to get good information. And, I think the other piece that was great to see today is how there was such a police presence around the city and around those problematic areas, and they were on top of those things early in the morning because, the other challenge that we know we face, especially at Saco Middle School, is speed in that area. And, not only did last year we put some of those speed things, and the light hopefully will slow some people down, or people will be slowing down, but we're also working, as some of you know, on a digital sign for Saco Middle School that hopefully would then we would be able to put that message of please slow down, or schools during that time in the morning, or for people who are traveling that just don't know a school's there, that extra visual that you'll see from a distance, say, okay, I gotta lower the speed limit piece.
And also it's a very small piece of it, but it is a piece of it that I look at, and I know that in the past, now that Hillview Variety is back open, are parents going to be dropping kids off there to grab their breakfast sandwich and then walk to school? And even in the afternoon, how many will be picking, if that might clog up the Jenkins Road side of an in and out. Again, very small piece, but still something to possibly look at and monitor and see how many kids are coming from there.
And I would say, based off my experience with that, based off the quality of the breakfast sandwich and the breakfast pizza, that could be a challenge because
Exactly.
because I almost stopped in at 9:35 this morning, but I was feeling in a hurry.
Yep. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Okay, no other questions or comments? All right, going to item G, and that is the second reading of the policies. Is there a motion? School Board Member Johnston?
Thank you. I move we accept the second reading of policies AC, Notice of Non-Discrimination / Equal Opportunity / Affirmative Action, and ACAA, Harassment of Students, ACAA-R1, Student Discrimination and Harassment Complaint Procedure, ACAB, Harassment of Employees, ACAB-R1, Employee Discrimination and Harassment Complaint Procedure, JIE, Pregnant Students, ACAA-R2, Student Sex Discrimination / Harassment Complaint Procedure, ACAB-R2, Employee Sex Discrimination / Harassment Complaint Procedure.
Second.
Motion has been made by School Board Member Johnston. Is there a second?
Second.
School Board Member Truman? Second. Any discussion or questions on the policies? Okay, not seeing any. Moving to roll call vote. School Board Member Warnoff?
Abstain?
School Board Member Preble?
Yes.
School Board Member Richards?
Yes.
School Board Member Roach?
Yes.
And let it be noted that School Board Member Gale has arrived, so he will be included in the roll call vote. School Board Member Gale?
Yes.
School Board Member Truman?
Yes.
And School Board Member Johnston.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0 with one abstention. Okay, that now takes us to item 13, and there is no other information this evening. Item 14, there is no executive session. And item 15 is an adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion by School Board Member Purble. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by School Board Member Johnston. Roll call vote. School Board Member Warnoff?
Yes.
That you can say yes. School Board Member Purble?
Yes.
School Board Member Richards?
Yes.
School Board Member Roach?
Yes.
School Board Member Gale?
Yes.
School Board Member Truman?
Yes.
And School Board Member Johnston.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0 to adjourn at 5:44. Thank you, everyone.